Hello everyone, this is me Gibbon, and this is a video answer to a question to subscriber of mine called Lucky. He subscribed yesterday, so he's totally a newcomer to the channel, and he is probably surprised by my statement that premature ejaculation is not a psychological problem. Um, I know that might sound very surprising, and I'm gonna structure in freestyle why I think it is not psychological. Uh, the first thing is my personal story. I always thought that it is psychological, especially after my visit to the urologist when I was 16 or 17 years old, and the urologist said that everything looks fine and I'm clinically healthy. And I immediately decided that this is on some kind of psychological level, especially after um, he prescribed me some pills that are on a nervous system barbiturates that a bit delayed the ejaculation a little bit. So I've always thought that it is at least a little psychological to all psychological. I mean, I always thought that it's 100% psychological or at least a few percent, you see, but totally there is some psychological part of this. Um, but after I started with Paidawogen and I unblocked my invisible energy system, in which I believe personally, you might think that is stupid, and I'm totally okay with it. So this is just a content, and I'm sharing my thoughts. And it's up to everyone who is watching this channel um, how they're gonna respond to it and what they're gonna think about it. So I personally believe in the invisible energy system because I couldn't find another explanation of what happened when I started to practice Paidawogen and the difference of the results comparing to any other thing that I've tried. So I've because before practicing Paidawogen my energy was very low, or I started with yoga many years ago, and I thought that I just don't have enough energy, and I've practiced a lot of breathing techniques and stuff that are increasing my energy, and I felt way more energetic, way more positive, and for sure way more happier, but I still experienced premature ejaculation. Um, Also, so this is a proof number one, like in my personal story. Another thing is, okay, let's not try um, only this increasing the energy by breathing techniques. Let's try meditating. Okay, so I basically did a very good meditation, basically the best meditation I know, um, and for super long. It was like more than an hour every day, 90 days in a row. And what happened was I became so happy, I became so calm that I I didn't found any problem in a sex life. It was super hard to be angry, to be upset, to be obnoxious, to be depressed. It was near impossible, this thing. Okay, so I was in total psychological well-being. And what happened was that I still experienced this premature ejaculation. Um, and then I realized, okay, maybe this is not true, or maybe I should focus on another way of reflecting on my psyche. So even then I wasn't 100% sure that It's not psychological. And when I started with Pydogen, I realized what I was missing. So I was missing the unblocking effect on the body. This is actually the basics of everything. And when I started to stretch on the bench and unblock the three major meridians that are on the legs and related to sex life: liver, spleen, kidney, partially the urinary bladder. So I've actually, just to say, this is login stretching is actually unblocking all the meridians partially, but I just pointed the specific ones related with sex because they are they have a huge percentage of unblocking while stretching. So probably because I've opened these meridians in certain points, in certain areas that they were blocked, I started to last longer without any change in how I react to the world psychologically. I was totally and absolutely the same person, but with different abilities in bed. And this is my major point of it. Because even now, sometimes I can feel down, I can feel depressed or noxious. I do not meditate so much like I used to meditate before. So right now my mind could be shaky, but I always last longer than before because my uh, charging system, I mean, these cables, these energy channels, they are with the good energy flow. So, and they charge my intimate abilities. Okay, so they charge these areas. They charge very good the pelvic floor, the genitals, the kidneys, and the bladder. So the energy channels are charging my body very well, and I do not have this disease. Okay, so in short, this is why I think it's not psychological, because I have huge change in my abilities, but not that huge change in my psychological level. So I feel absolutely the same, totally the same. Nothing's changed, except that with the time, this fear of finishing fast is decreased. But the first 3 years I was always scared that I'm gonna finish super quick. So, and this is actually even one more proof, because this fear, some people say that because you are scared that you're gonna finish quick, you are finishing quick. And I do not believe this at all, because the first 3 years it was still something extremely new to me, and I was scared every time. So that's why I do not believe in this psychological thing. And probably if I've never tried Pydogen, I would probably still thinking that it is psychological, and probably I would feel super sure about it. So that's why I'm not judging anyone that thinks this is psychological, because our minds are made like that. We usually try to have some guilt in something. You see, And some disease like premature ejaculation, some disease like erectile dysfunction, like insomnia, these diseases are even more in this area, that makes you think that because you are thinking wrong, because uh, with your psychological level something is wrong, you have insomnia or you're finishing fast or something like that. And in actuality it might be that you have just blockage somewhere, and the energy could not reach that certain part. um, so it was the same with my insomnia. I was always thinking that I have insomnia because I didn't finish everything that I needed to finish this day, and my not finished tasks are chasing me when I go to bed. Something like that, you see. That now they start like they sound to me like nonsense, but I really believed in them before. Um, and once I started with Python, this thing was just I was going to bed and I'm falling asleep. So this is, and I'm absolutely the same person with absolutely the same mind. So this is why I do not believe in it. Um, and I do not believe in it after I discovered Python and managed to affect those conditions. But before having real effect, I was thinking that it's psychological, for sure. So I hope that was a good enough answer. And I don't know if you plan to practice, to try it. But it is actually what I really think about it. So yeah, and another, if I can say something more, is like I know many people that went to psychiatrists, psychologists, and talk about this thing. And sometimes because when you are working with your mind, sometimes it can really lead to some um, effect, but it is always temporary. So you might go to therapy a few times and you might start to last a few seconds long or a minute long, but then this will disappear again, and everything starts from the beginning. And what actually psychiatrists told to these people was at the end, like after many therapies, especially here in Bulgaria, um, they say like, okay, just stop care about your premature ejaculation. Okay, this is who you are. So you're like that. If your partner does not uh, enjoy this, it doesn't matter. So it's up to her. So this is actually what the whole therapy is leading. So always to this conclusion. Mm, so that's why I think like that. All right. Thank you for this question. It's a good question. I don't know if I've explained it sometimes in the channel, but this is what I really think. Um, if you have this Kindle subscription, you can check my booklet. I will leave a link in the description below. It is a practical guide, and from this practical guide you can learn how to practice Python. And or you can watch my channel. I have this course, video course uploaded here in this channel. Might be in some kind of playlist or something, I don't know. Okay, bye everyone, and see you in the next video.